Hello guys and girls, welcome from explorer.com, and in this video I'm going to tell you about JSPs. So Java Server Pages. So JSP stands for Java Server Pages, and I'm going to give a bit introduction about this in this first video, and let us see what it is all about. So as I said, JSP stands for Java Server Pages, and in this tutorials and all we are going to discuss about the introduction and what is JSP. In this introduction you will be knowing about what is JSP and what is the architecture used, that is MVC architecture and all. And next we are going to discuss about JSP elements, how they are going to be used, JSP, what are the JSP elements and all. And next is implicit objects. In implicit objects we are going to discuss about what is the scope of the implicit objects in Java Server Pages. And next we are going to discuss about tag libraries. Tag libraries are used, how they are used in Java JSPs, because libraries are very important in Java. And next is JSP actions. What are the actions JSP uses to handle the request and all. And next is error handling, how you will be handling errors. Suppose when you are requesting something from the server, if it won't respond, then what is the error should the server must handle and all. And next I will go to be a small demo of everything. Let's first start off with introduction. In this video I'm going to tell you about introduction, just that's it. Okay, as I said, JSP stands for Java Server Pages. It is mainly used to present dynamic content to the users. And before going to tell you this, I'll just tell about something about HTML and PHP. HTML is only for representing the static content. So whatever you write in HTML and you will run the code, run it, and it will be represented in your browser. That's it. HTML is only for representing static content. It is not used for dynamic content. So why is PHP used? And another technology, PHP technology, is also used to present the dynamic content, but it is not that much secure than using JSPs and all. So where is JSPs and all will be using means, I'll tell you a better example, that is banks and all. So in business processing, that is in handling the request, in handling the huge request, and in tickets and all, booking tickets and all, this is a very huge process. That's why we'll be using this Java Server Pages rather than PHP. So PHP is also a good technology, but it is not that much secure than this JSPs. Okay. And next next thing is, so what all you should know before learning JSP means, you have to know about servlets. So go back to my tutorial about servlets if you are not aware of servlets. And next is JSPs present dynamic content to users. That is rather than static content, it represents the dynamic content from the database and all. It will let you don't have to write it, and you don't have to write it, and you don't have to execute. It will only pull the information from the database, and it will represent to the at the user end, right? Next, it handles the presentation logics in an MVC architecture. Okay, what is MVC architecture? So you might have seen in many technologies this MVC, whatever technology you take, MVC architecture is a common. Okay, if you take PHP technology, MVC architecture will be there. If you take Java JSP technology, this MVC architecture will be there. If you take .NET, and also there will be MVC architecture. So what is this MVC architecture actually? So MVC stands for Model View Controller. Okay, model is coming to the model component. What this model component does is it fetches the content from the database. It will handle all the contents from the database. It will pulls the content from the database, to say exactly. And next is view component. What this view component is, a view component is nothing but the presentation logic at the user end. So whenever the model pulls the data from the database or something else, how the presentation must be at the end user, this view component will take care. You might have seen many websites, right? It is due to the view component only. You are able to see such a beautiful sites. That is only because of view component. That is the presentation layer. Okay, and next is control component. What this controller component does is it controls all the requests and all. That is, it controls the model and view, and it it does its work that it is exactly pulling out or not, the presentation is right or not. This request and all is handled by this controller. Okay, and let me explain with an example over here. First, see in this diagram. First, the user sends a request to the container, and what this container does is it sends the request to the servlets. So servlets, what is servlets? Servlets is used for business logic. That's what I said in previous my tutorials and all. So servlet is one that handles the business logic and all. So whenever you are sending a request, suppose if I am sending a request to the server or some any website and all, this servlets, if the website is using Java technology, this servlet will be there, and this servlet handles my request what I have sent, and it processes the business logic and all. And it also uses the helper objects, that is, the helper objects are in the business tires at the back end. At the back end, it will also push the helper objects and all, and it takes the request. It takes my request, and after taking my request, it will just send to it. Just it just what they say. It just initiates JSPs and all. That is presentation logic. What content must be when gone through JSP, Java pages, Java server pages. So it sends the request again to JSP. So what this JSP does, the JSP, which it actually holds all the presentation logic. Means you might have seen the HTML, right? In the same way, as HTML, this JSP also handles all the content, how the look and feel of the content, or how it should be. But the only difference between HTML and JSP is JSPs will also have an additional code, that is Java code in it. So that is why it is called Java server pages. Okay, so this JSP will have a content that is HTML tags, and also it will have the Java code in it. So the Java code is related to the server. Okay, from the server it will be fetching this information and all. So that is about JSPs. So JSPs is mainly handles the presentation logic. Okay, and servlets handles the business logic with by using the helper objects, that is from business tires. And after this, what JSP does is the JSP then sends again to the container, and the container will respond to the end users. That's it. So that is about introduction to JSPs, and then in my next video I'm going to cover about JSP elements and all. Stay tuned with explore all.com. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye bye.